I want this campaign to win, but the campaign is not going to win talking about crowd sizes. It's not going to win talking about what race Kamala Harris is. It's not going to win talking about whether she's dumb. It's not, you can't win on those things. The American people are smart. Treat them like they're smart.
Nikki Haley went on Fox News to talk about Donald Trump's floundering campaign for president. And Nikki Haley, like a lot of other right-wingers and Trump supporters right now within the media and the politicians themselves, are trying to warn Donald Trump that he's going to lose this election if he continues on the path that he's on of attacking on race and saying she's dumb and all these kind of things instead of focusing on the quote-unquote issues. Is Nikki Haley right about this? Kyle Kulinski of Secular Talk broke all of this down. Check this out.
So as you all know, Nikki Haley did not come out and endorse Trump right away after she dropped out of the race. Clearly, there's a lot of bad blood there. Clearly, she thinks a lot of the things that Trump said about her were total bullshit and crossed the line. And so she really has no respect for him. She really doesn't like him. But as they all do, given enough time, she decided, fine, I'll come out, I'll bend the knee. Now, it's very clear that she doesn't want to be doing this. She doesn't like that she's doing this, but she's doing it to save her ass politically. If she wants to continue to be an elected Republican, continue to be relevant in Republican politics, you can't cross the dear leader too hard. You got to leave yourself a little bit of room. And probably the biggest reason is she doesn't want to alienate and isolate the donors who can help her in the future, right? So she eventually came out and bent the knee very angrily. But now she went on Fox News. She's talking about the Trump campaign. And look, call a spade here. She keeps it real with him. This is like a dire warning to the Trump campaign about how they need to course correct. Listen to this.
Do you think that this campaign is floundering on that point?
I want this campaign to win, but the campaign is not going to win talking about crowd sizes. It's not going to win talking about what race Kamala Harris is. It's not going to win talking about whether she's dumb. It's not, you can't win on those things. The American people are smart. Treat them like they're smart.
She's right. She's right. You know who else has been sounding the alarm? Bill O'Reilly. He's been doing appearances over on News Nation, and he's been saying, like, look, bro, he said Trump is being very undisciplined. And he also said, Trump, even though you might not think he is, he's a very emotional guy. And if he's having a bad day, if he's having a bad time, that's going to come out in one way or another. That's true. All that's true. And it's
all of these pundits and politicians on the right and the MAGA people, they're all doing this. They're all saying Kyle Kulinski is right, that Bill O'Reilly is doing this, and also obviously Nikki Haley, where they're going on these shows and podcasts and things, and they're saying, just stick to the issues. Just stick to the issues. If Donald Trump insults Nikki Haley and attacks her over a race, and you have Vince and you have JD Vance talking about childless cat ladies and all of this, then they're going to lose. The thing is, this is what Donald Trump has always done. He just insults people. He doesn't actually run on issues.
It's kind of brutal. And the fact that people like Bill O'Reilly and Nikki Haley can see it. Look, the tidal wave is undeniable, right? They've seen the polls. Now you have Nate Silver has Kamala up 3 points on average now. It wasn't that long ago. Biden was down like 4 points on average to Trump. That's a 7-point swing in such a short time frame. Now another poll just came out. Kamala is leading in every single swing state but one. And by the way, the one that she's not leading in is one that I actually think she ultimately will win anyway. So this new poll that came out had Kamala up in North Carolina, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. Go down the list of all of them. The only one she was down in was Nevada. And Nevada, I think ultimately she's going to win. So, I mean, what else is there to say about it? There was that poll that came out the other day, had Kamala up 8 points nationally. Like I said, now in the average, she's up 3. It's so overwhelming and so undeniable, and you see the enthusiasm gap has totally shifted. Now, Democrats are super enthusiastic, and Republicans are sort of getting down on themselves a little bit. And so when she says this, it's real. She's right. Like, this is what you're doing, and this is how you're running this race. You're questioning Kamala Harris's ethnicity and her race. You're calling her stupid and low IQ and things of that nature, and you're obsessing over crowd sizes. Like, obviously this isn't going to work. Obviously it's going to make more people flee you. All he knows how to do is rally his base. Clearly, he's lost the magic touch in dealing with independents, right? In dealing with moderates and swing voters and apolitical people who you might somehow get out to vote for you. And now it's feeling like the fat lady is starting to sing, right? Just hitting that first little note. It's that first little note. The trajectory is insane in this race. I've never seen anything like it. The trajectory is like that, right? So, damn, when Nikki Haley is saying this stuff. But by the way, I am now waiting patiently. I bet Trump is going to take to Twitter and start shit on Nikki Haley, right? Why do I say that? Guys, Trump went to do a rally in Georgia the other day, and during that rally in Georgia, he spent an extended period of time, minutes, shitting on the Republican governor of Georgia. He was shitting on Kemp. Why is he so pissed at Kemp? Because Kemp in 2020 was one of the governors who basically said to Trump, yeah, man, kind of fuck off. I'm not going to steal the election for you. Remember, I think it was Georgia he made the call. I think it was to the Secretary of State, Raffensperger, where he said, find me 11,000 votes. I need you to find me 11,000 votes, begging to steal the election, effectively. And Kemp, for all of his flaws, he's a diehard conservative Republican, but he's sort of in the Mike Pence camp where he's like, look, I'll do anything for you except destroy democracy completely. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to steal it. I'm not going to commit crimes on your behalf. And so Trump still, at this late date, holds a grudge that Kemp didn't do something to try to flip Georgia to him illegally. He still holds a grudge. So he spent an extended period of time shitting on Kemp. Here's the problem. Kemp has already survived an election attempt post 2020. So the Republican voters of Georgia spoke very, very clearly. And they were like, no, we like Kemp. Kemp takes precedence over you, Donald Trump. That's what the voters said. So now you go into Georgia for a rally to try to get Georgia Republicans to get to the polls and vote for you, and you're shitting on the guy that they just gave the thumbs up to. If anything, that could depress Georgia Republican voters more. Fewer of them will turn out. And again, that'll help the Democrats in Georgia. This is a state that Trump should be winning in 2024, right? I mean, Biden's lucky he won it in 2020. This is one of those states that it should be leaning red. If you're going to attack Kemp, which is the most politically dumb thing I can imagine you doing, then yeah, why wouldn't he also take more shots at Nikki Haley?
Trump absolutely will go after Nikki Haley. Kyle Kulinski is absolutely right about this. Again, it's just like Trump trying not to insult people. He can't do it, and stay on message. Donald Trump can't do it. So, and what does he do? He insults people, and he goes after people that he feels have wronged him in any way or aren't sufficiently loyal to him. So he probably didn't like her to begin with anyway because she ran against him, but he's going to view her as disloyal, and he's going to go after Nikki Haley. There's absolutely no doubt about that at all. And Donald Trump is going to continue to spiral down because despite what people like Nikki Haley and Bill O'Reilly and these other pundits are being like, hey, idiot, try to stay on message, try to focus on issues because they think they have the issues. I disagree on that. But just attacking Nikki Haley over her race or saying she's stupid or attacking women and all of that is not going to work.
Right? So I'm waiting for it. I got my eye on the old time here. I'm waiting for it. It'll happen eventually. Yeah, no message discipline, totally emotional, just melting down. And look, the warning that she's delivering is correct. But here's the other problem for them that Nikki Haley cannot acknowledge. See, Nikki Haley thinks, if you just focus on our policy issues, then you'll win. No, they're caught between a rock and a hard place. Because you can do the smears and you can do the dumb, petty high school attacks. That won't work. But if you want to talk about policy, they're going to run circles around you. What's Nikki Haley's philosophy? She's a neocon warmonger. She's never met a country that she didn't want to go to fucking war with, as we all know. She wants to cut taxes for the rich. She wants to cut taxes for corporations. She wants to deregulate big business. This is her ideology, right? On social issues, maybe she's slightly more moderate than other Republicans, but she wants to restrict abortion a decent amount. Like, these are the things you want to talk about? Pick your poison. They'll beat you on policy, or they'll beat you, when you do the petty high school insults and your support tanks. So it's a good warning, but the thing Nikki Haley doesn't understand is they're kind of between a rock and a hard place, and I don't know what a good strategy is for them now.
And Kyle Kulinski didn't bring this one up, but Nikki Haley in the debates, in the Republican presidential debates, openly talked about raising the Social Security age. Social Security is the most popular policy that you have in the United States. And you're going to tell people they have to wait longer to get their Social Security? That's not a winner for Nikki Haley. So Nikki Haley and Donald Trump are not on the correct side of the issues in terms of what appealing to the majority of voters. So like Kyle Kulinski has here, the personal attacks aren't working for them, and the issues aren't going to work for them either. So Donald Trump is continuing to spiral, and he's in big, big trouble. Nikki Haley's right at what she's trying to do to help Trump to a degree, but Trump's not going to listen. So what do you think? Who do you agree with here? Do you think Kyle Kulinski is right about this? Was Nikki Haley right in what she's saying to try to help out Donald Trump's campaign? Do you think that Donald Trump's campaign is doomed? That, can he follow any of this advice that other Republicans are giving to him? Make sure to give me a like and subscribe. That helps me to grow the channel. If you want to see more content like this, make sure to comment. I'll see you in the next one.